Good morning, Marlene. How are you feeling today? And tell me, did you like the beef and bean chili I brought over for you yesterday? I made it extra spicy, just the way you like it.
Good morning, Mom. I'm feeling about as well as I can be, being as far into my pregnancy as I am. And, about the chili you brought over yesterday, I'm really sorry, but ever since I got pregnant, my stomach just can't handle anything spicy. I wasn't able to eat any of it.
What? You didn't eat it?
Yeah, like I said, recently it's been so bad that if I just smell something spicy, my stomach starts to churn. I have enough stomach trouble with morning sickness, so I decided I would hold off on spicy stuff until after the baby is born. Of course, after that, I'll have to wait until I'm done breastfeeding. Ugh, it's really the worst not being able to eat all my favorite spicy foods. But that son of yours sure loves his mother's cooking. He ate 3 bowls of it. He asked me to tell you it was delicious and feel free to bring another pot over anytime.
Marlene, do you have any idea how long I worked on that pot of chili for you? I slaved all day over a hot stove to bring you one of your favorite foods, and you couldn't even eat one single solitary bite? I've been pregnant multiple times before. I've never had that sort of reaction to spicy food. Did I do something to offend you, Marlene? Is that why you refuse to eat my chili?
No, Mom, that's not it at all. I really wanted to have some. I love your chili. It's just, well, apparently this baby doesn't want me eating anything spicy, so I'll just have to bear with it for a while.
I even made a special trip out to the store to get the brand of chili powder that you liked. I had other chili powder on hand. I got in the car and drove all the way into town, specifically to make you happy.
And I'm really grateful for that. Really, I am. And like I said, Tom loved the chili, and I know it must have been fantastic.
I must have gotten the recipe wrong. I'll bet the truth is you did eat the chili and hated it, and you're just making the story up about giving up spicy foods to protect my feelings.
Oh heavens, no, please don't think of that of me. I tell you what, would you like to talk to Tom personally? He'll be able to confirm both the facts that I've been giving up on spicy foods and that your chili was delicious.
I'm sorry to have troubled you. I tried my best to please you, but I guess it just wasn't good enough.
Oh, no, Mom, I'm so sorry. I never wanted to make you feel this way. I feel awful.
Don't be, it's my fault. I may have made the chili especially for you, gone out to the store especially for you, and spent all day getting all the spices in exactly right amounts for you. But I failed. Forgive me, dear. I'll never darken your doorstep with my sloppy cooking ever again.
Mom, I'm so sorry. Tell you what, after the baby is born, I can give them a bottle for a while, and that way I won't have to worry about the spiciness coming through you in my breast milk. So you can whip up a big pot of your delicious chili, and we can have a big chili party at our house. We can invite all the rest of the family if you'd like. Wouldn't that be fun?
I don't think you'll have time to be organizing any parties for some time, dear. Remember, you're going to be the mother of a newborn baby.
Ah, right. I suppose I might have had a bit of a hard time taking care of the party and the baby. Well, in that case, I'll have you make me a pot of chili again once things have settled down around here, okay?
All right, fine. Speaking of which, you're due to give birth before too long, aren't you? If I recall correctly, you should be about 2 weeks out, yes?
Yep, that's right. I'm a combination of really nervous, really excited, and really ready to get this baby out of my belly. And, well, I guess it's also a little scary to give birth, but I know the clinic I'm going to is one of the best around. It's the one that Monica told me about.
My daughter, Monica?
Yeah, she told me that all her friends in the area put that clinic as their first choice when they said to give birth.
That girl is such a sweetheart, isn't she?
Totally, and she's also absolutely brilliant. I learned so much about pregnancy and giving birth from just talking to her.
You know, Monica is going through infertility treatment.
Oh, no, I had no idea. She never mentioned that to me.
I see. Well, she's been going to a therapist for about a year now. And even in such a situation as that, she's still going out of her way to tell you about all those things. It must be so dreadfully painful for her. Let me make one thing very clear to you, Marlene. I'd better not catch wind of you bragging to Monica about having a baby before her. Do you understand me?
Bragging? Mom, what makes you think I would ever do such a nasty thing to Monica? But thank you for giving me a heads up about her condition. I'll have to be careful not to say anything insensitive to her.
Yes, see to it that you do. She may seem like a bright and cheerful girl, but she's got an awful lot on her mind right now. Not to mention, She and her husband have been married for much longer than you two have. This has to be an awful lot of pressure on her. I'll bet her husband's parents are just as anxious to have grandchildren as I am. I've always thought that Monica would be the first one to have a baby. I can't say that I'm not a little bit disappointed.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. It just, happened.
Oh, goodness gracious, there I go again. Well, there's nothing for you to worry about, dear. It's not your fault at all. I'm terribly sorry about the chili. I'll bring you a pot of some chicken noodle soup next time. And don't worry, I won't put anything spicy in it. Not even pepper.
Thanks so much, Mom. You're a great cook, so I would be excited for anything you want to make for me.
Now, you may be pregnant, but there's no excuse to lay around all day stuffing your face, you hear me? You need to make sure you get your exercise. I read in a magazine the other day that doing jumping jacks can be good for blood flow to the baby.
Jumping jacks? Sorry, Mom, but with my belly as massive as it is right now, I don't think I'll be able to handle those.
Not to worry, dear. I read it in a magazine. It has to be good advice. Be sure to give it a try, and sooner rather than later. Your baby is counting on you.
Hey there, Mom. I hope you made it home safely. I just wanted to tell you thanks again for stopping by the clinic today. I'm sorry if I seemed a bit out of it. I was just a bit tired from, well, you know what.
Nonsense. I don't blame you at all. I've given birth twice myself. I know exactly how taxing it is on a woman's body. You go ahead and get all the rest you need. Trust me, you're going to need it.
Thank you very much. I intend to do just that.
It was odd, though.
Huh? What was odd, Mom?
The baby's face.
The baby's face was odd?
Indeed. She didn't look like my son at all.
Really? Well, I guess she's a newborn, and I'm sure the resemblance will come out eventually. Oh, but if you ask me, I'd say her ears are really just like Tom's.
I wouldn't be so sure if I were you. I'll never forget the day Tom was born. He was such a precious little angel from the moment I first laid eyes on him. But that baby, I feel like with that face, she would have been better off being born as a boy.
That's an odd thing to say about your grandchild. But again, I'm sure she'll start looking cuter and cuter as she grows.
For her sake, I hope you're right. If she doesn't lose that face soon, I would be surprised if she ever found a boy willing to marry her. Have you considered putting away some money in case she needs to have plastic surgery in the future? If she's still that ugly by the time she's a teenager, you'll want to act as soon as possible. And plastic surgery can be expensive.
Okay, Mom, really, that's enough. How can you be talking like this about your own granddaughter? Both me and my husband love her with all our hearts and think she's the most beautiful thing we've ever seen. So please stop talking about our daughter that way. It's incredibly hurtful.
What's the big deal? I'm just giving my honest opinion. Everyone's entitled to have their own opinion, aren't they? And I've got the right of freedom of speech, haven't I?
You are more than free to think whatever you want about me, my husband, or our daughter. However, you also have a responsibility to watch your mouth and not make awful and unnecessary comments.
My oh my, Marlene. I had no idea you had this kind of personality. Are you showing me who you really are now that you've popped a baby out? You sound like you're in the early stages of becoming a controlling, overprotective parent. I'm even more nervous about that girl's future now.
I'm sorry, are you the only person entitled to say what they think around here?
I always thought you were a good, submissive little girl. But now that you've given birth, all of a sudden you think you have the right to be giving me orders. If this is how you act around your betters, just imagine what an awful personality you're going to pass on to your daughter. When you married my son, you vowed to never talk back to me about anything. That's what it means to be a good daughter-in-law.
I made my vows to my husband. I don't recall making any promises regarding you, especially not any promises to sit back and allow you to hurl hurtful comments about my newborn daughter.
Oh, you're just being overly dramatic now. I haven't said anything hateful or hurtful. All I did was say the truth. You've got no business getting angry at me for that.
Well then, I see this is how you're going to be. Thank you for making it very clear to me what kind of person you are, Mom.
Excuse me? I don't like your tone, Missy. What was that supposed to mean? If you got something to say to me, then say it.
I'll pass. There's absolutely nothing positive that can come out by continuing this conversation.
And now we see you for what you truly are, Marlene. It's just as I thought all along. You've got no business raising a child. You don't know the first thing about respect.
I don't want to hear any lectures about respect from you, Mom. You can think whatever you want about me, but I know exactly the kind of mother I'm going to be. I will love this girl with all my heart and soul, and I will never say anything to her as hurtful as what you just did.
You silly little girl. Don't you realize who you're talking to? I'm a mother of 2 children, and I say that you're not fit to be a mother. I'm an expert on mothering, and don't they all say to follow the experts these days? Oh, mercy. Why did you get pregnant instead of Monica? What to do? I suppose at this point, the only thing I can do is ensure the child is raised well in a loving home. With you taking care of her, I doubt she'll live to see her first birthday.
I don't believe you. How dare you talk to me like that?
Oh my goodness me. Did I say that out loud? Sorry, the little thought was supposed to stay in my head. You could forget I ever said it. Well, Marlene, I know you've probably been worrying a lot about whether you'll be a decent mother for this child for the last few days. But good news! You won't need to worry about this child any longer. Better luck next time.
What? What are you talking about?
Don't tell me you still haven't noticed. What on earth are you doing right now anyway?
I just got done eating dinner and I was about to walk back to my room to lay down for the night. I'm probably gonna regret saying this, but why do you ask?
So then you wouldn't know yet, would you? I was just confirming something, that's all. You see, I've taken the liberty of removing your child from your custody.
What?
As I told you, I'll see to it that this child is raised by a loving and capable mother. My daughter, Monica. So your work is done here. If you'd like another shot at raising a child, you'll just have to have another.
Wait, this isn't making any sense. You removed my daughter from my custody? But my baby is right here with me. She hasn't left my side all day. Whose baby did you take?
Huh? But that's impossible. I have your baby right here.
No, Mom, I'm looking at my baby right now.
No, but this baby was in your room at the clinic.
No, Mom. I moved into a different room today, so that baby isn't mine. I don't even know whose baby that is. You kidnapped a complete stranger's baby. This is unbelievable. What are you thinking? I guess that explains why all the clinic staff have been in a total panic today.
Hold on. You're trying to trick me, aren't you?
Bring that baby back to the clinic this instant. The police have already been called. They're talking to the head nurse right now. I'll go ahead and tell them what's going on. Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening.
Marlene, if you're bluffing to get me to give you your baby back, tell me right now.
It's not a bluff. You kidnapped a baby, a newborn baby. I can't imagine what that poor mother and her family must be going through right now. Please, Mom, I'm begging you, bring that baby right back now.
You can't fool me. There's no way there are 2 babies in that clinic as ugly as yours. I'm not going to fall for your stupid little trick. I'm going straight to Monica's house. You will never see this baby ever again. Hello there, Marlene. Do you happen to have a moment to talk?
Huh? Mom, is that you?
You, Tom, and Monica all blocked my phone number, so I had to get a brand new phone. Please, Marlene, I won't take long, but won't you please let me speak my piece?
What do you want now? I'd rather never have anything to do with you ever again if that's possible.
I know, Marlene. I know. I did an indescribably stupid and evil thing. The moment the police officer slapped the handcuffs on me and dragged me into the police car, I realized just what a fool I've been.
From what I heard, the family whose baby you kidnapped agreed not to press charges. I take it you reached some kind of statement?
That's right. My husband agreed to pay them the amount they asked for in order to keep me out of prison. And in exchange, he kicked me out of the house.
I see.
I never thought that I would be looking at a divorce at my age, much less having every single member of my family turn their back on me in unison. Things weren't supposed to turn out this way.
You ripped a newborn baby out of the arms of his mother. You actually just walked into a hospital room, grabbed the first baby you found, and ran out of the door. I don't think you have any room to be complaining about your husband divorcing you, especially seeing how he paid the family off to save your skin.
I know, Marlene, but I did it all for Monica.
Don't you dare try to blame Monica for this. She would never have wanted any part of this insane scheme you came up with. This is all your fault. You had some sort of psychotic break and did irreparable damages of 2 families.
You're a mother too, aren't you? Surely you can understand the desire to go to any and all lengths for your child. I wanted nothing more than Monica to have a child of her own. She deserved to have a baby to hold, love, and nurture.
Yes, Mom. Monica wants children, her own children. She's been working so hard for over a year now, precisely in order to have her own children, and what you did was a massive slap in the face for her and everything that she's been through.
I know. Monica already told me that. She told me that I'm the worst mother in the world and that she hates me, and that she's disowning me as her mother.
Yeah, I'll bet she did.
Marlene, what should I do now? None of them will listen to me. I've tried apologizing to my husband and my 2 children, but they won't forgive me. They won't even listen to a word I say.
That's completely understandable given the terrible things you did. But anyways, why do you think contacting me would go any differently? I'm just as angry at you as any of them are. I thought the fact that I blocked your phone number would be enough for you to take the hint.
It's just, I feel like in all of this I've hurt you the most. I felt so terrible. I thought that unless I got the chance to properly apologize to you, the guilt would drive me insane.
Don't bother. You're far too late to apologize for what you did. I will never forgive you, and once this conversation is over, I will never be speaking to you ever again.
Please, Marlene, don't be that way. After all the time we've shared together, don't you remember when we talked about having a chili party after you gave birth?
I was only being nice to you because you were my mother-in-law. Did you really think I didn't notice what a passive-aggressive jerk you were being to me even before I gave birth?
Well,
You spent over enough chili to feed 10 people, despite knowing that I can't eat spicy food right now. And you told me to do jumping jacks 2 weeks before my due date? Are you freaking out of your mind?
but I was really just trying to help you.
Yeah, I'm sure you were trying to help me. Give birth prematurely, that is. Oh, and it's not just the chili. You've gone out of your way to cook food for us that you know I can't eat. I lost track of how many times you sent us over those 40-piece sushi platters. Pregnant women can't eat raw fish, not to mention all the meat you sent us was cooked, just a little bit raw. Chicken, pork, beef, everything. Combined with the way you acted to me right before the birth, I got the message loud and clear. You were furious that I was pregnant and Monica wasn't. Admit it.
I'm sorry. It's just, whenever I saw your stomach getting bigger, I thought about how difficult things were for Monica, and I just snapped. My maternal instinct took over, and I started acting like some kind of feral animal. The same thing happened when I took that baby. But now that you're a mother too, you understand, don't you? You'd be willing to do anything for your child.
I mean, yeah, I'd be willing to do anything for my daughter, but unlike you, for me, the word anything doesn't include literal crimes. I would never hurt people as much as you have and try to justify it by saying it's all for my daughter's benefit.
Yes, and I've seen the error of my ways. I'll never do anything to hurt you or your daughter ever again. In fact, I want to be the best mother-in-law and grandmother that I could possibly be.
Don't tell me.
So please, I'm begging you. Can't you please let me live with you for a little while? I'm sure that my husband will forgive me before too much longer.
I knew that where this was going. How shameless can you possibly be? And how much of an idiot do you think I am? I already made myself clear. I will never forgive you for what you've done.
How can you say that? We're both mothers, right? Now that we've both given birth, I thought for sure you'd see things from my point of view.
There's no point of view that makes it suddenly okay to kidnap a newborn baby and try to cause a miscarriage.
But I already apologized for that stuff.
Yeah, you gave me your self-serving apology that was immediately followed by begging me for help. I'm not going to work, Mom. How many times do I need to tell you? It's not going to work, Mom. How many times do I need to tell you? I will never forgive you, ever.
But I don't have anywhere else to go. I'm homeless. My husband made me sign an agreement to give up any claims to alimony or asset division in the divorce when he paid off that family for me.
And this is all your own fault.
Please, Marlene. I know that I've done something utterly unforgivable, but I will never do anything of that sort again. I've changed.
I'm not going to say this. I'm only going to say this once, so listen up. This isn't a matter of you apologizing, changing, or turning over a new leaf. Both me and your son have made it crystal clear to you that there is nothing you could ever do to make this right with us. You tried to kidnap our daughter from my hospital room. You should be counting your lucky stars that both our daughter and the baby you kidnapped were unharmed. Having you in the same house as my daughter is a risk that's far greater than I'm willing to take. It's difficult enough for me to even be talking to you by text right now. If I had to hear your voice or see your face, I think I'd go insane.
I'm truly, genuinely, profusely sorry, Marlene.
Stop wasting your time. It's time for you to go and deal with the consequences of your own actions.
But think about it, Marlene. This is your first child. Taking care of a newborn is a lot of work, dear. And I just so happen to be an expert in the field of childcare, having raised 2 myself. I think you'll be glad to have me around to help.
I have both my husband and Monica around to help me. You're not needed. Even if I was still completely alone, though, I still wouldn't want you anywhere near my child. I'd be too terrified of the negative influence you have on her.
Why, Marlene? Why won't you forgive me?
Mom, both Tom and Monica have made it very clear to you, haven't they? You're the worst mother in the entire world. You can take their word for it. They're both experts in being raised by terrible mothers. My in-laws got divorced not too long after that. My mother-in-law tried to fight it, but since there was no way she could come up with the money to pay off of the other family herself, it was either get divorced or go to the jail for a very long time, and she chose the former. The first place she ran for help was Monica's house. However, when she refused to take no for an answer, Monica called the police on her, and she hightailed it away from there when she heard the sirens. And that was the last any of us ever saw of her. I have no idea where she is or what she's doing right now, but I think we can all be confident that she's having a very rough time of things. As for my husband and I, we decided that continuing to live at an address that his mother knows was too dangerous, so we ended up moving. I'm obviously very busy taking care of my house and my newborn daughter, but my husband, sister-in-law, and father-in-law are all incredibly helpful. Oh, and I have more good news. A few months after Tom's mother disappeared, Monica found out she was pregnant. And now it's going to be my turn to pay her back with all the help that she gave me during my pregnancy.